Hiya guys, Mark here. Last week I promised you a little bit more on the shooting because the weather was drawn in. It's a lovely day today, even though it's a little bit breezy. So we have some on target now, and we got some coconuts and melons to be playing with today. And who doesn't like melons, let's be honest. So I think we're gonna set up over here, depending on which way the wind is blowing. Might come against the wall over here, the old dry stone walling. This is from around 1910. This is from Jones's farm. Dad Jones, I went to school with him when I was a boy back in the 1980s. So the land I'm on now belongs to a friend of mine actually. As far as you can see, turn the camera around, everybody you can see belongs to my friend. Okay, there's a quick one, 360. But okay then, let's set up some targets and see what we got. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to go with then is the 150 bow. In a bit of a rush to come out earlier, I didn't grab all my bolts, only grabbed 3 by mistake. And one of the bolts from last time, did notice, she's already cracked. So we're down to 2 of the 1/3 bolts. That's got to be repaired. And we're going to try and use one of the heavyweight bodkins as well. See how she fares with the 150, be interesting. So let's get straight into it, let's load her up. Okay, we got to go through the loading procedure because a lot of people like to see this, and for some people it's the first time seeing a medieval crossbow. So you do what you do, you put your foot through the stirrup. This stops it from coming back. You press your tickler. It's not a trigger folks, it's a tickler. You press your tickler and your nut, you rotate it until this dog section here comes to 45 degrees and your trigger now locks it in place. This here being your tiller, as in a tiller from a ship, because that's where it was taken from originally, comes back and you lock in your string. It's that simple. Now, when you're holding, they don't show us in a lot of the movie videos, which is wrong, of the Hollywood films. This handle is curved at this radius for a specific reason. And that's quite simply, you put your hand inside the radius. If somebody does run up and then try to jar the trigger, your hand is blocking the trigger. Your hand has become the safety catch. So that's an important tip, which they don't show you in Hollywood, nor none of the other channels which I witnessed. Okay, so now we're going to take our quarrel. It's not a bolt, it's not an arrow, it's a quarrel. It's a quarrel because it's something you don't want to quarrel with. So when you put your quarrel into your bow, make sure the nut here is locked and secure. Take your bolt, secure it into the nut. You notice the fingers on either side of the nut are now securing the bolt on either side. There's no sideways play in your quarrel. So we bring it now. There's a couple of ways you can shoot these medieval crossbows. You can shoot from the hip. Takes a lot of practice. Some people shoot from over the shoulder and lever with the thumb from underneath. But for me, I like to shoot it as a modern day rifle, keeping your fingers clear of the string. When you discharge your crossbow, 120, 150 pounds of string pulled across your fingers hurts. Believe me, I've done it. So you soon either shoot open palm or closed. Now, I'm looking down the full length of the shaft of the quarrel. I'm looking directly at the target. I'm pointing the nose of the target to the head of the bolt quarrel, to the tail of the quarrel to line up my shot. I'm now squeezing a tickler. What a shot, straight in the bull. So let's take that shot again. We've spanned our crossbow. We've set the nut and the trigger. We've taken our bolt. we're placing it in the nut. Again, look, she fits perfect in the middle of the nut. We take a step back, we look to our left and right, we're making sure there's nothing that can run out and get accidentally injured. We're now lining up our quarrel. We're going to squeeze our tickler. And we keep our tickler pulled in. We're not releasing straight away, it will smash the nut. Okay, so let's have a look at that process again then. So it's foot in the stirrup. Press your tickler. Set your nut, release. Check it's locked and engaged. Span your bow. Bring it up. Insert your bolt. Select your target. Now we have a look at the targets now to see how they turned out. Okay guys, let's go and have a look. Let's see what we got. Now you can see here now, different weights of the bolts as she's walked down the board. The zero is perfectly in line. Obviously the lighter bolt straight at the top, the medium and the heaviest bolt at the bottom. Let's pull them out. Let's have a look at the bolts. So that's gone at least 1/4 inch in. So that's my thumb is where how far it went into the target. That's a good 2.5 inches in. Okay, so we're going to go back to the passion wagon now. Reset, bring out the 375-pound whip crossbow, and we're going to have a couple of shots with that. I've seen a couple of people walking a few fields over, so we're going to move our position to where we was last week. So it gives me a 360 degree of coverage. They can only come into my area one way, my backstop is secure, and I know exactly what's going on. Okay folks, the last bow you've seen was the 150-pound personnel crossbow. It would have been used for guarding gates, etc., corridors, personal keeps, where the protection of the king was utmost. It was a device that could be quickly spanned and held indefinitely for taking out a target for protection, whereas a bow, within a minute or 2 minutes of a 150-pound draw bow, your arms would have been knackered and your shot would have suffered. So now we're going over to the 375-pound arbalist. Okay, so let's have a look at cocking the arbalist. First of all, you need to set your nut. Slightly different setting procedure to the other system. You want your nut so the top end is in this position, as when the nut comes, the string comes back, it pushes the nut down and engages the sear automatic. You'll see it now. So arbalist is set in now. Come back a little bit more to get all in camera for one nice flowing action. We now put our span across the string. You push it and lock it and hold it. And our sear is set and engaged. Okay then folks, so here we are. So the crossbow is cocked, or arbalist is cocked. Keep your fingers well away from the string. Take your quarrel, insert it, keep your fingers in the nut, same as before. Come to your target, line it up. You get the tip of your bolt lined the full length of the shaft. you squeeze and you tickle her, and she's gone. Okay, so we're on target with those 375 pound arbalist. Let's see what we got. That's going some. Wow, that snapped. So look, here's the head of the bolt. Looking for the impact on the coconut, but it snapped the head clean off the shaft, and snapped the shaft as well. That's unbelievable. The other bolt, see, she sliced through the melon, took a nice clean cut out, so we got another shot at that. I've placed the coconut. Okay guys, let's have a look at the melon shot. Quite a nice shot, from about 30 yards. Back over there. As you can see, it's a good penetration right way through. Sizable hole. Now you can see daylight all the way through it actually. Okay folks, this is one fucking tough coconut. You can see the impact now. It smashed the side, clean out the coconut. In fact, it's a particularly overripe one. There's no milk at all inside, but she's cracked all the way around to the back, but here, and on the other side, my 2 fingers are there. But it's such a hard coconut. I came across one like it of a steel tip. You see there, it's actually bent the tip. That takes some doing. These bolts are hard. These are machined high-speed steel, so they are good solid steel, and it's actually bent the tip, as you can see there. That takes some doing. Like I said, it's on a 375 pound bow, so I'm impressed with that. So if you want to make yourself some make-do armour, buy yourself some old coconuts. Okay, it's getting a bit cold up here now guys. I successfully broke 3 bolts making this, so that's about 75 quid. So that's enough for me for this one. I think it's time to wrap it up, call it a day, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks, and bye bye. Surprise. Okay, so we're going to this time, with our crossbow span, it locks into the top of the device. This here now holds in so, and as we hold it in, we lever down and engage the nut. The trigger thus engages. And why we got a police helicopter now watching what I'm doing. Do you know you can't do fuck all in this country these days? But we gotta keep the camera running. Now we're gonna try it again.